All right. Well, my internet is garbage. Anyways, so we were talking about the Batmite being able to bring an entity from off the map at full points. So that's something that needed to be changed. Some other the changes that we were talking, some of the other big changes that they changed right before Gen Con. Could you name a couple here, and we'll just
Oh
rattle them
God.
off?
Well, the I think it was just the one where Loki may not have to
Yeah, that's
count out all his countdown clicks, and then you basically just it's just really kind of like ridiculous. I mean, you basically just run the clock out. You hope for a dice roll off. It's just kind of silly. Like it's nice that you can find the bugs and address them, but to bring something like that, again, it just fosters really unhealthy gameplay, and it's like what a waste of time. Like you know,
I know.
those like, again, those bridges were never meant to be put together like that. Like the combinations, those corner case scenarios were never meant to be like that, in my opinion. So it's nice that you found them, that we can address them, but to go and build a team off of that, like it's silly. I think you're
Yeah,
wasting your time.
I know what
Yeah.
you're saying, and I mean, it does. It's kind of one of those teams where you're like, I mean, is it a combination that's very effective? And could it win? And is that what it's about? I don't know. Like,
To some people.
yeah. So it's one of those things, but it's good that that error in that figure was corrected at the end of the day. That it was fixed. So let's see here. Okay, I got a couple of things. I want kind of got chopped up, but we'll start. So I got one question, and people were asking if you were going to retire after Gen Con, and I'll let you answer that. But
Am I going to retire after this year?
yeah,
You remember, this is my hobby. I don't know if there's a pension and health care plan involved with retiring, but if there is, it's news to me. Um,
maybe
again,
they
like
want you to retire. Maybe they want you to
no,
retire.
I think I like hanging out with the people too much, man. Now like I guess I can sort of see it like competitive wise. It's hard to stay competitive, because so much work has moved on to my plate that things, like my fun gets kind of pushed off of the plate. So playing HeroClix is one of them. I don't have a venue. The three buddies that I used to play with, we no longer play anymore. One's like pretty much going to graduate college soon. And he's talking about moving in with his girlfriend. It's just life gets in the way, man. But this is a great hobby for me. I love the strategy. I love the people hanging out with them. So even if I just show up for casual play, that's like that's probably fulfilling enough for me.
Right. No, that's what I was saying. I mean, I see at one point, like I was thinking, because like I'm really not. I play competitively here and there. I like it, but like I just don't feel like I could just. It's a little bit too much for me to be. I don't have the time to put all the energy to make these teams all the time and stay up on all the current stuff. Now I can play some good teams here and there, but like if I was to do really good, I might just be like, that's good. All right, I'll come to Gen Con and just play Battle Royales and just kick it with everyone, have a blast. And
Yeah, just like put real life, on the back burner for like a long weekend, and just like, just go and have tons of fun, like balls to the wall fun, and just see people you don't see too often, and just hang out, man.
yeah,
Like me, like whatever you see in my little click bag is pretty much all that I have, just things that I like to play, and then try to offload the rest so it doesn't take up too much space.
right. And you're notorious for playing villains. That doesn't mean you're gonna play villains this year, but you might. But you're notorious for playing villains, and I wouldn't say like people like I don't know like I don't want to say you're the villain of HeroClix because people really enjoy your team builds, and I don't think you have haters so to speak, other than maybe like can't beat him, so. So one of the things I was talking to a bunch of other people about friendly competition and calling out other people. I don't see you ever doing that, but I know that you strive to play the top players, and you don't like you want to play the top players. Alex, on the other hand, I was like, so I asked that same question to him, and he's like, got up right up to the computer and was like, I want to play George Massu every chance I get. So what do you have to say about that?
About it. Hey, man, I'll play anybody, pretty much anytime, anywhere. You know, I love to pit, my strategy against their strategy. I like to outmaneuver people. I like to just play. I like to see new styles of play. I like to develop my own game based off of what I just got done playing from, my opponent. It's just, I love the competitive aspect, the competition, the strategy that's involved, and the technical proficiency that some people have, and their creativity. I love playing all that, and I love to see it. So I'll play anyone, man. New people, people of the old, competitive people just starting off the game. It doesn't matter. Throw them all my way.
There you go. Because you were like, I think it was, I don't know if it was, you just want to throw some dice and crack skulls. That's what you're
I just want to crack heads, man. That's my whole objective. I don't care about winning. I don't care about losing. I just want to go in there, play my game, and crack heads, man. That's all I want to do.
So last year, you are HeroClix World Champion. Was it 2000 or 10? 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
2010, and you made the Black Adam where you're being choked out. So people that we've talked about this before, so we're not going to cover it too much. But if you're new to this stream, this is the guy that made that Black Adam. That's pretty awesome. Then you later on, when it was built, you used it, and you made it to the finals with your Black Adam, and that's when you played Alex.
Yeah, I did.
And I think and a lot of people, were really impressed, me included, thinking like, wow, he actually played that figure and did very well with it. Because it's not easy to be in the top 16, yet alone being number 2. And last year, where were you placed? I can't remember exactly.
With Lex, I placed I think 6th.
Yeah.
And then with the Villains for Hire, it was 2nd again.
Yeah, and that was when you played Jake that had the cop car shenanigans, which has been talked about quite a bit. But so one thing I like to talk about, especially with you, since you're pretty known for building teams and being really creative, and is there any pressure going into a tournament like Origins and GenCon to not play what everyone else is playing and make your own meta? Like last year, it was the George Massu meta with Lex Luthor. Like no one saw it coming, and it did really well. It very well could have won. It just didn't, and that happens sometimes.
Sure.
Is there pressure, or is there any stress that you put on yourself that, man, I have to perform up to my standard, or I know you just go like there, you want to play, but deep down,
No, not really. I don't stress about the mainstream meta.
Right.
I don't look at it like, oh my god, I have to build something that everyone else builds. I just play what I like. I play to have fun. I get very good at what I play. Mm-hmm. So regardless of what I play, there's the mainstream meta, which is pretty much what the majority of the players will play, and then there's the stuff that I make.
Pretty much.
Again, and it's really not the same caliber teams as sometimes the mainstream meta. It's just how you play your game, and that's what I focus on. I really like. I try to strive for error-free games. That's what I really try to strive for. Proper placement, setup. I try to think. 8-10 moves ahead. Not to give too much away, but one time I told this to my friend Jeremy, who's a Click player. I said, I can actually influence my opponent's moves, and he's like, yeah, no, you can't. How do you do that? I didn't really explain it to him, but when I go into playing a game, I it's really hard to say, but I make you make certain moves. Okay? So whenever I play, there's always something behind it, and you're always going to move to some degree what I want you to do. You're going to take actions the way that I want you to take actions. So I try to strive for solid strategy and to play error free, and then just play for fun. Pick a team that you like, a character you like, build something around him, and then just have a blast. Just practice it.
I like that. I like the way you worded that, and honestly, I mean, there's not many people that play that way, and I think that's why people like your play style. You're not going to play what everyone else is playing, even though that may actually be better team, like on paper. But you're going to play something that you're going to try to play perfectly. That if it's played perfectly, it can beat these other teams.
I'm telling you, win or lose, you're always going to walk away feeling like a winner, man. I'm telling you, if you just stick to what you like, who you are and what you like, and play what you want to, even if you walk away from the table with a loss, it doesn't matter because you went in there and you did what you wanted to do. You didn't have to follow the herd. Be a mainstream meta meathead. You were something different. You stood out from the crowd. How else are you going to stand out if you play like everybody else does? You never stand out. You'll just be another face in a crowd of people.
That's true. I mean, because you can win the championship and play the team that everyone else is playing, or you can win the championship, or like what we're gonna go back to that same thing. You didn't even win, but it's like you almost won because your team did so well. Like I don't know.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think here. So let's see here. What other? Man, there's like we're so close. We're 4 days away before just everything goes crazy. People are gonna what I didn't even realize is people play a qualifying team and then they play a finals team. That's how bad ass these people are, man. I'm not even gonna play my best team to qualify. I know my second best team is good enough to qualify. Then I'm gonna bring my best team for the finals. It's like, what? I mean, I know some people they like their qualifying team. They're like, well, it's good enough. I can't see that it's going to be much better to have another team. But it's pretty nice. But I get the idea.
I do that too. I always have a qualifying team. Usually it's just some meta trash that everyone else is going to play. So I just okay, I'll just play that one and then I'll try to qualify with it because it's good enough to qualify. That's fine. But it's not. But there's no joy in it, man. There's no fun. There's nothing there. It's a qualifier. Okay, so let me use the same thing everyone else is going to use, and I'll go qualify with it. Well, there's absolutely no fun for me in that.
Well, in the interview I did last night, we called it. Well, I didn't call it, but it is called net decking. It's you build a team that's pretty much out there, qualify with it, and then on the final day, man, you don't have it. I mean, you bring the team. They see it and it's over. I mean, they can't change anything, So that's kind of the final team. It's like you can't prep for the team, right? That's really what it is. You just can't prep for the team.
Yeah, you're trying to bring your best out. You're trying to show it off. It's cool. I like looking at other people's teams. I just like to see what kind of creativity is out there. That's really fun for me.
Yeah.
Ooh, how can I adapt to that? In the next 5 minutes to beat that. How can I start? Working my magic. I love that. It's what a challenge. It's strategy. That's what it is. It's strategy.
Right. So I'm not getting too far into it, but basically, it sounds like other than playing what you like, you know what people are going to be playing. That's like the meta. So the idea is to try to build something that can compete with the meta, if not better, to beat those particular teams. More often than not, I'm going to see these 3-4 teams, this team has to be able to beat those teams. It might, without giving it away, but basically is kind of what you probably have been trying to do with your own team building.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, absolutely.
So
try to predict what meta is going to be out there. And try to build something to get around it. How do I break that mold and become something, bigger than just that meta?
Right.
So that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, I mean you hit it.
Yeah. let's see here. What? Anything else crazy? Like, yeah, you're not gonna retire. Like, this is for fun, man, right? I mean, like, why would you quit something that you don't like?
Yeah, I
Did
need
you
this
ever?
too. It's like it's really fun to get away, man. I don't get to get away too much, but when I do, it's I said I think
Last,
usually it's 3 weekends a year for clicks. This year was I think two, just national and worlds.
right,
But I was out in well, I was out in Florida a couple years ago, hanging out with you guys. That's how we met.
right.
This year, work took me over to DC, where Alex and all them,
Right.
Andre, they all picked me up, and then Brian, Sean, Charlie, um, and Les, they all came out to their venue over in Virginia. So we all got to hang out there for a good night, grab dinner. It was man, that was like I really enjoy those moments. Those are really fun for me, really really fun.
Yeah, I definitely can second that. Coming to Indianapolis last year was a blast. Hanging out with you and hanging out with Patricia, Rob. Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool how you get to start networking and meeting all kinds of people and
just so much fun, man.
it is. Every year so far, I think for the past like 5 or 6 years, I've got to, I always travel for work once a year too. So I always try to find a venue or plan something ahead of time to, go and meet new players wherever I go.
Yeah, and I mean, like, everyone's friendly too. So like, if you see any one of us at the convention, we're gonna talk to you. I mean, and the only thing would be if we're playing a game or we're like at the finals, like then it's kind of like serious business. But for the most part, it's we're having fun too. So we're on vacation. You're on vacation. Let's have fun, right? So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
So, feeling confident this year?
Not
feeling
every year I go in with confidence. Absolutely,
that's
every year. Every year I always tell myself I have the best team and I'm going to do great.
What do
I
you
just love.
feel? What do you feel about the team event?
Oh my gosh. Okay, team events. This is going to be pretty exciting. Now I know out of the Ohio group, I'm close to those guys. Derek, Tim, Nick, and Pappy, Jason Williams.
Hmm.
And then, so there's four in that group there. And Pappy, he's an old man, so he got kind of put out to greener pastures. And then Nick, Tim, and Derek, they all teamed up and they're going to play in a team. They left Pappy, all by himself. And
Uh,
and Stephen Plasko, from Pennsylvania, had no one to play with either. So those two kind of hooked up, and then they said, "Hey, man, you got anyone to play with yet?" I was like, "No, my buddies, they kind of bailed out, so I'm sort of like, all by my lonesome." And so we kind of got like this little misfit team going. It's kind of cool. I like those guys. I have fun with them every time I see them. So now we're all going to play together. So we should rock it.
yeah, man.
Yep, Pappy's going to be our team leader. We already said he's going to be the team leader.
Dude,
So when he returns home to Ohio this year, he'll be leader of that little group now.
man,
That's going to be a blast.
I don't really want to go too much into it because we got some people on my Facebook that we're partnering up with. I have a good buddy that is helping me with my Facebook. He's been busy of late because he's got a kid just like me, but he's
Mm.
got some cousins, I have friends, I don't know, but two of them and me are gonna partner up and just go for it. But it's kind of it's fun, like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna
It
be a
is,
lot of
man.
fun.
So we have like, I guess you have to qualify with sealed. I don't know how that works exactly. I don't know how many boosters you get, but
Yeah,
that sounds kind of neat. I wonder how much time they're going to let you have to build. And then if you can qualify for the sealed event, then you go to the constructed portion
right.
of the triple threat, and then that's when it should get a little more fun after that. As long as you can
Especially
make it what?
Yeah, 'cause all the teams have to be different too. Like within your group, like you have to play three different teams.
Yeah, that's so cool. So I was talking to them. I said, hey, what do you guys want to use? This and that. They said I want to use this. I said, okay, I'll take whatever's left over. I don't care. Whatever you guys don't want, I'll use all that stuff. And that's fine with me because again, you get to be creative and you're challenged because you can't use maybe like better characters or better resources or the entity figures or because they're
Right.
already taken up. So yeah, this will be really fun. I think. I'm gonna be happy. Yeah, I'll be really excited to play this.
Yeah, I hope it goes pretty well for us, but it's gonna be tough though because I mean because there's gonna be some like super meta players in groups, and then there's going to be some groups that have maybe one good player with some other people, or two good
Right.
players. So it should be a very big mix-up, and who knows? I mean, it's constructed. That's the cool thing about that. I think it being constructed, we're getting a world. At least you can qualify playing constructed, at least, and then just bring. If you don't have a meta team, just bring a meta team that has been talked about, just in case you make it. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, and then it possibly gives people that can't really qualify by themselves, or they just are on the cusp of the top 32 or whatever, but in their group, they were able to get up there, and then now they're in the qualifying day. It's going to get more people that be in that day, which is cool. I think that's pretty cool.
It's going to be a blast. Yeah, this is going to be a blast. I can't wait for this.
So
I'm still thinking, but I'm really mostly waiting for the singles event, the Worlds event. Yeah,
of course.
That's what I'm really looking forward to. But as far as like the team thing goes, like I just plan on talking some friendly shit to everyone. Poking fun at people. That if I win on top of it, I'm going to talk even more shit.
Because that's what I was talking in the other one. Like, because I don't really. But I will. Like, I'm like that too. Like, I just like to have fun, at least locally. I'm always just ragging on people. Not me.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, my dice, or like, look at my super senses roll, and right, I roll a 1, right? But no big deal. Like, it's just like, that's just kind of fun. So
I like teasing people. I like teasing people a lot. It's fun, man. I like it.
And it's all for fun. And if you lose, you're like, whatever, who cares? And if you win, you're just like, yeah. So it's fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That's gonna be a blast. So it's like you have 3 players versus another 3 players, and then whoever has whatever team has the most wins gets the win, and then they, something like that or something.
Sure. Yeah. I'll figure out when I show up and they tell me what's happening.
So what do you think about the con figures? Anything that you like, or just kind of like that's not even really, you don't even care too much about that?
No, let me think. I don't really think I'm pursuing any con figures per se, but like I do know in the past, I utilize con figures to pay for my trips.
True.
And like at Origins this year it was very hard to get the con figures. It was very hard to acquire them, so I didn't really get to pay for I didn't get to break even with my trip this year. So hopefully GenCon, it's like real easy to get the con figures. You can get as many as you can win, which is cool because then I like to trade them a little bit here and there, or again, just, because I drive by myself, you got to pay for a hotel, and it's by the whole weekend, you're out like $1,000 or something. So
yeah,
con figures always try to sell it and try to make some money back or whatever.
Absolutely. But
so I hope to get back to that because Origins didn't really have that for me. I was kind of disappointed.
Well, I know, like GenCon, I mean, there's 4 days to play battle royales, and in qualifying, if you do good in qualifying, you can get LEs there. So, and then if you're able to go buy some, you can, do whatever you want to do with those as well. So,
right. I just want to you can use the term farming. I mean, like before you could go into a battle royale with if you went in by yourself, you may get jumped on and get beat up. Right. So you would always go in with okay, man, look, you got my back, I got yours. Right. We'll play against those 2 people who are obviously out to get us. So as long as you stay to your guy, I'll stay to my guy, and then we won't make sure we won't get jumped. And I kind of like that philosophy, because then either they would pretty much beat you, and then they could one game that guy player A would get the Kanali. They'd rejoin a battle royale. The next game, if they won again, player B would get the Kanali regardless of who was the winner of the 2. And I like that aspect because then you could win all the prizes that you wanted to. You can collect your set. Anything extra that you didn't want, you could try to sell off, pay for your trip. If anything was left over, you get to keep it, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Origins was a little different. Like there was, like longer waits, and everything was random, so it was much harder. It really was like 1 on 3, or so it was really every man for himself kind of deal.
Yeah.
Which is okay too, but I really want to play those royales because I want the kind of leads.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year when they did say that it's going to be random, it does kind of make it a little bit different, and you're not going to be able to necessarily play with your friends. Even if you wanted to play with your friends and competitively say whoever wins gets the prize,
right.
You get to do
you
that.
Just alternate. Yeah, you and your buddy just alternate prizes. I really like that concept. So as more like a 2-on-2 kind of thing
Yeah.
versus like a 3-on-1 or a free for all, which was kind of
Right.
neat.
Yeah, I did a team based one last year, and it was at the end of the day, like Sunday. The con is about to close. I've got a couple tickets. I'm like, I got to just got to get rid of these things. So I get in. Of course, it's 3-on-1. I'm like, are they really going to do this to me? Like, they probably are going to do it. I pull a Trigon. They pull some too stupid, like the Teen Titans, like the the smaller base one, and Outlaws, and then the other guy pulls the Justice League. And you
Oh,
wouldn't doubt it. Like, all three of them tag team on me. Oh, the Justice League is not important. It's the Trigon figure that's the most important. I'm like, yeah, that's right. And, but the funny thing about it was that I actually thought it was great. I came in last place. I just watched them. They gave out 3 con stuff, like 2 items and 1 thing, and I ended up with the Justice League team base. So I'm like, that's cool. So I'm like, whatever. But man, they'll punk you out. That's so they're stopping that.
Oh yeah, man. There's like strength in numbers. Guys that are just kind of like you may not know, and then all of a sudden they like form this, and they won't even know each other, and they just form this pack. Like, look, we already know that that's like the most threatening thing. Let's just kill him, and then we'll have fun, just the 3 of us. Yeah. I've been in those games too. I've been on the receiving end of ass whoopings like that before.
So, so like since you've been to a lot of these cons, do you think like if people know who you are, they're gonna like in that kind of situation, like, hey, we got to get this guy out of here?
Yeah, like it's happened before. Most people are just really casual. The HeroClix community is very cool and very laid back. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that if they see you pull like that really strong piece, yeah, they're gonna get you. They know, man. Like a
Yeah.
zombie board, like they're gonna get you.
Are you excited about any of these zombie figures?
Man, I don't even have a zombie figures.
I don't have a zombie figure either. I mean, I
I
like
can give you
zombies,
my
but
wish list. I can give you a wish list if you want, but I don't have any of them. I bought like 1 brick of Deadpool, and I got an Evil Deadpool Prime, so
hmm
I didn't get a Chase figure. Now, like trading is something that has been like on the declining clicks like for the past couple of years now. Like I used to bring a trade bin with me, and that was like all like half the fun was just trading figures. People
right,
used to, oh my God, you have this. I really need to play that piece because he's so cool and this and that. And I like when I want to play him. And so you'd make a trade based off of like what the character is worth to you. Now it seems like it's all monetary based, and then if it's hot in the selling market, then it's that they get to take that into consideration. So trading's kind of like dead. But like I've been working a lot with trades lately, trying to get rid of some of the old like super rares and stuff that I have, trying to trade up, basically. So I've been putting
right.
some effort into that. It's tough, man. It's not easy anymore trading. Not for me anyway.
Yeah. No, I hear you though. I mean, it's just, well, I know like if you go on, like there's a lot of people do Facebook trading, and sometimes people just like with the right now, like it's the entities, like I saw one of the ions. It's not selling for this price anymore, but it's sold for like $280 or $300. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Like,
people are just nuts, man. Like it's just like
it's not $300 good. I mean, just I'm not. It's not $300 good. And Alex made a perfect. He said it perfectly, and I won't be able to say it as well as he did. But he's basically saying like, I'm not gonna get $200 worth of fun out of that one
heck
figure.
no. I would agree with him completely.
Yeah,
Like what is wrong with you, man? Why are you paying $200
yeah. And
for
I'm
something like this? It's like this big.
right. I,
You're
I
crazy.
would. I wish I could. I wish I had the money where I could spend $300 and it not be a big deal on a little plastic figurine. But that ain't the case.
No, I don't think that's any of us who play this game.
Exactly.
I don't mind trading up. I mean, I'd give someone $50 worth of figures for $20 worth of a figure.
Sure.
I don't mind doing that because it's just figures. It's just more HeroClix.
Right. Right.
I don't. But cash, forget it, man. No way.
No.
It's not worth it.
No, definitely not. But I mean,
Totally
they
not.
are good and they are fun to use. But it's but they're not worth that kind of money. But they're going to be rare. They are rare, and as soon as War of Light's gone, if people want to use them, I think the price. Brian said it, and he thinks the price will probably go up on those things, and they very well might. I don't know. They're good for 25 points.
I would probably say he's right. Once the figures are stopped, well, it depends. If they keep making them, then they'll go down. But they're offering them as prizes. If you noticed at
that's true.
The WizKids Open, I mean, there has been a lot of demand for the War of Light possession figures. Right. More so than, okay, so Fear itself was done the same way that War of Light is being done, right? The same type of scenario. But with Fear itself, I mean, you had people selling the bricks online, like stores just selling it, like it wasn't as in demand as this is. There was nothing in there that anybody really wanted other than, just to go and have a good time with the scenario if you want. But now, when you go to like the stores, like I've been to, like the one in Virginia I went to one of their War of Light events, and I went to one here in Michigan, a venue about, I don't know, so many miles up the road. But
you don't have a venue close by, do you?
No, not really. I know that they're around here. I just can't make it. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So I went to one, and it was like, man, there was like 24, 25 people there. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
So it's really drawing in the people. So these stores are actually hanging on to the boosters the way that they should be and passing them out at the scenarios. Like they're not just, man, I got all this extra product. I got to get rid of it somehow. Who wants to buy it? Like, no way, man. That's like drawing you into my store, so I'm keeping it.
Oh, exactly.
Which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I think there has been people that have sold it online, but I mean, the venues can get a lot more money if they actually host the events.
Right.
If you think of at least this event, these figures are really good, and they're figures that people want. People like the lanterns. I mean, they just do. Fear itself was like an alternate thing. It's just kind of like, not really. Like, do I really want Colossus? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a good figure.
Yeah, it's personal preference, I would think.
Yeah. Or whatever. Actually, the only figure I wanted from Fear itself was Dracula, because I thought he was cool.
Oh, man, yeah, he is pretty cool.
So, yeah, I can second that War of Light has been pretty successful for HeroClix, and the chases have been very sought after. Playable or not, that people are just like, wow, that's pretty cool, and it's worth a lot. So I don't know. All right, let me see. What else? Is there anything else you want to talk about before we end? We've pretty much GenCon's coming. We're gonna be pretty soon. We're gonna see all the trash that people have been hiding. Well, because I think things have changed since things have changed since the Canada Open or whatever they call it, the Canadian Championship or Nationals.
Yeah, I think it was the Canadian Nationals. Yes.
Right, and our Nationals. I mean, things have definitely have changed since then. There's been some new ruling. Right. Do you think, not including your team, do you think one of, say, some of the teams that we've seen, like the Wizard, Bullseye, Iron Pharaoh, what's the other one that's kind of New Mutants with Copycat? Do you think? I know you think your team's gonna win, but if it doesn't, which one do you like the best out of there? Or do you think one of those teams are gonna win? Or is there another team out there that you think that we haven't seen that's gonna do a showing? I know you think your team is going to win, and you have to think that way. But if you take yourself out of it,
well, yeah, I don't really think I'm going to win all the time, but I do really want to go in there and play as many games as I can and crack as many heads as I want to. But who would win? Okay, if you remove me from the whole thing, who would I say would? What kind of team? I don't know. If it's all the same stuff that you just talked about, then what dice rolls is going to determine the winner.
Yeah.
I would think dice rolls and player error.
Player and possibly
Human error would determine who advances and who doesn't. But and then
possibly.
it's yes, I don't know.
I'm thinking some possible like, well, because I think with those is what support pieces you bring with them that are going to be a little bit different from all the teams.
Oh, I don't know. They probably all resemble each other in some way. They're all going to be the same. If
Yeah,
people play like the mainstream like they've done in the past, it's pretty much all going to be the same.
yeah. Which
I mean, it's so much so that they even like want to choose their same favorite map because it only makes sense.
right. All
Yeah.
right. No, and we don't. The thing is, we're not. I don't want to give any secrets away, and I know you're not gonna do that. So, but no, I think that there's two teams right now that I think that have outside of in the normal meta. I feel like the ones that have been risen to the top are Bullseye and Iron Pharaoh. I honestly was kind of against Iron Pharaoh for a while. I've seen some things. I think he is pretty good. I mean, he is good. I like Bullseye.
I like his character. He's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
From what I've read about him. In the comic books, he's cool.
the team base with New Mutants. I never really fully got that one. I don't really like that team. It has done good at tournaments before, but I don't buy it. That's just my thing. But whatever.
Yeah.
And I
It
like.
doesn't matter. I mean, if you guys really want to know what I'm playing, I'll just tell you later. I mean, maybe I'll just add like a whole new dimension to like, like the self-imposed challenges that I like to have. So people can have a couple days to think about what it is they're going to play. If I tell you, I don't mind.
Right now?
Well, whenever you want to. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, we can wait till the end of the show so people watch till the end, and then I can kind of go over it then if you want. But I really don't mind.
Well, we can make this the end of the feed here. Because
Yeah.
I don't really have much to say. So,
Mm.
are you gonna tell us what you're gonna play?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have. It's just again another like layer of challenge that can be a GenCon for me. It's just again making things like playing the game on hard, moving up to like legendary or something. Just
Now, let's just be upfront here. Is this your qualifying team?
no. This will be like the real team.
Okay.
So basically what you have is.
Did he just cut out? Did he just cut out? That man is funny. Or did I cut out? I don't even know. Did he punk me? That is funny. That is funny. Well, guys, I don't know if it's over or not, but we are going to call it a end to this interview, and it was a good one. George Massu is definitely ready for the tournament, and I think it's going to be good. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to meet everyone else again. It's going to be a blast, and hopefully we get to find out what George plays. He will play it. If he doesn't, well, the theory is he's probably going to qualify. We're going to see his finals team, and if he doesn't, he might drop it in at the end of the maybe day 2 qualifying. All right, guys, take it easy. Hope you liked this interview. I thought it was a lot of fun and it was a blast. All right, take it easy and have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys a little bit later. I'll try to give you guys some updates from GenCon and post some stuff. All right, guys, take it easy and have a good night. All right, see you guys.